Hey everyone, Brian Zane here, back again with the viewer mailbag. The time has come to open these bad boys and see what I got from the lovely Wregretters. The lovely Wregretters. That'd be a great name for a college band. Alright, here we got more Sean Merrill stuff. Oh, he's got more doodles and he's got more cards. Let's take a look. Oh, is it a guitar pick? Oh, I like this. A shiny blue guitar pick. I need to get back into playing guitar, and also I'm glad I got this in the mail because I can't find any of my old picks. Oh, a second guitar pick. A golden one. We got doodles. Lots and lots of doodles. Another pick. Oh my god, it's raining guitar picks. This one's a little flimsier than the other ones though. I don't like it as much. What do you feel is the best dream match to never happen? Oh, well, you know what? I mean, even though the match wouldn't be good, I would have loved to have seen Austin versus Hogan or Austin versus Goldberg. I would have loved to have seen those like generational, like here are the stars of the company at the same time. We gotta have those guys butt heads. We never got those matches, and I think it's kind of a lost opportunity, I'd say. I can tell from the stickers on the back this was sent to me around Easter time. Oh, your puppy! Here's your puppy! This one he talks about how much he enjoyed the match on POW Pro Wrestling with Nick Wayne, Titus Alexander, and Speedball Mike Bailey. That was one of the best matches I've seen on POW so far, for sure. Written on the back of a paint swatch, Mike Mackler asks, what's the other poster behind me? He's referring to this one over my right shoulder. That's your left on the screen. This is from a website called wrestlingmishmash.com. The artist has a bunch of different sports-related, like kind of mural posters that showcase a lot of different characters and moments in specific sports. There's football, there's wrestling, there's a lot more stuff like that. Also, what I like about this poster, there's a checklist of all the different items, all the different moments and characters that are featured on this poster, and you can kind of check them all off. I have yet to do that. That sounds very daunting, the number of things and just the density of this image. But I do get a kick out of that poster. I see it every day when I'm here at work, and I'm always finding new characters. Even to this day, I'm still seeing details that I hadn't noticed before. All right, we are done with the envelopes. We're moving on to the packages, beginning with Craig from Australia. I'm sorry I did that. Not sure if you've ever seen this, but maybe you can make sense of it. Okay, so it's a DVD copy of the film I Like to Hurt People, starring The Sheik, Abdul the Butcher, Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, and a whole lot of other people. Here's the funny thing. I actually have had sitting on my hard drive somewhere now for a long time a digital file of this movie. It's one of the many wrestling related movies I've been dying to cover at some level here on the channel for a long time, but for whatever reason it's just never happened, never had time to sit and watch it. So I would like to watch it still and give it a review on the channel here now that I have it sitting in front of me in DVD form. It serves as a very gentle reminder to maybe get on that. Up next, our old pal Roland from Norwich, Connecticut. Well, here's a fun question. Which member of Bullet Club would like to see win the Wrestling with Wregret YouTube Championship? It's actually a pretty interesting question. I'm looking at the current members of Bullet Club right now. If I had to pick one person representing the US side of things, I would say maybe Chris Vey or El Phantasmo. As far as the Japanese division of it, I would say maybe Dick Togo. And boy, he brought a lot of things here. There's, oh, this is cool. Is this an Insane Clown Posse wristband? I love how my fans are just sending me ICP merchandise now. It's great because, you know, when I was a kid, I couldn't get the ICP merchandise I wanted. My parents would freak out. So it's very nice. You know, young Brian Zane is very happy right now. Thank you all. Oh, very cool. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie on Blu-ray. I haven't actually seen this movie yet. I've been looking forward to it, and so this is a good opportunity as any to do it. By the way, having just seen the Chippendale movie, justice for Ugly Sonic. And we got a Bullet Club shirt representing the Switchblade, Jay White. Thank you much for all these goodies, Roland. I especially like the wristband. This might become a part of young Brian Zane's costume from here on out. All right, this one says it comes from Love Wrestling in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see what's inside. This is great. This t-shirt saying feud over, very arcade style. Got a little gift note on here. There's no name attached to it, but it says, your content got me back into wrestling after a long time and through some pretty dark times recently. Thank you, Z-Man. W3 for life. Well, you're very much welcome. Okay, this is cool. Like a hardcover book, Wrestling, Heroes and Villains. A colorful and comprehensive look at the superstars of today. This looks to be a WWF publication of some kind, or it's definitely like, oh, never mind. This is, all right, this does not appear to be affiliated with WWE. This was published in 1985. It's got a lot of WWF people on it, but there's also some people who didn't work for them at the time. This looks like a book that would be suitable for for younger audiences, younger readers, like in probably the middle school range, just based on like the word count and everything. This book's got a lot of different characters. Abdul the Butcher, it's got Jerry Blackwell, Ric Flair right after him, Carlos Colon, Jim Garvin. This book really runs the gamut here. This is really cool. It's a really fun looking book. Thank you so much. Memphis Heat, the true story of Memphis wrestling. Oh, this is fun. I mean, as you know, I've got my series, It Came from Memphis, on the Patreon page. I always love to learn more about Memphis, and this documentary looks like the right place to start and learn even more. This one comes to us from Here Lies in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. All right, color me intrigued. This is from Eddie Spaghetti in Montreal, Quebec. My mistake. With such an influx of content from various promotions, it's getting harder for pro wrestling fans to consume everything in a week now. Simultaneously, we're starting to see an actual separation of pro wrestling from sports entertainment. It's a term that has been thrown around for quite a while as WWE's way of distancing themselves from other products, but it seems to lately be turning into a genuine separate entity. I've included copies of my Halloween Companion Volume 1 and Summer of '87 VHS tapes. They're full 6-hour edits that emulate television broadcasts from the 80s and 90s, full of commercial breaks, bumpers, and station IDs. Now, as far as your point about the fact that sports entertainment and pro wrestling are becoming more and more separate now, you know, I think there is some of that, there is some truth to that, but also I think largely just all wrestling, no matter how you slice it and how you present it, is by definition, a form of sports entertainment. So I think the phrase that Vince McMahon coined all the way back then in the day, like, it fits, honestly, for pro wrestling. I think all pro wrestling is sports entertainment, but not all sports entertainment is pro wrestling, if that makes any sense. Sports entertainment is a great catch-all phrase for all wrestling, but I think that if you simplify it or you try and define of what that means, it's typically different than what the more like serious or strict, you know, ideas of wrestling are. But thank you very much for the letter and the tapes. All right, this next package comes to us from 3 stand-up guys in Australia. Damn it, I did it again! The Power Slam wrestling card game. Dear Brian, about a year ago we contacted you on Twitter to discuss reviewing our game, and initially we got a response, but then heard nothing. My bad. We know you're a busy man and we thought, let's try it this way. Hopefully that is okay. Well, you've pressed the issue, and I can respect that, guys. I was curious about this, and then of course life got in the way and I forgot to follow up with you guys about that. But yeah, I'm always down to try new games, wrestling or otherwise, and this one looks like a lot of fun from what I've seen in the images and also the press release you guys sent me inside this letter. All right, the penultimate package is actually a book called Memory Error, and it's written by a fan of the show, Steven Anderson, and he writes in the gift note, huge fan of yours and wanted to share one of my books with you. Thank you for all that you do, being a mental health advocate, and for creating a positive community. You're in all of our boys' stables. Oh, careful with that phrasing. I don't want people to think I'm ripping off OSW again. All right, folks, it's that time again. Before I finish editing the mailbag video, I got a few stragglers here, a few more things I got to open up here on camera. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Yes. Oh my God, the Undertaker comic books. I actually had the first couple issues when I was a kid when these first came out. I never got the continuing saga, so this is part of the collection, these Undertaker comics from Chaos Comics. Oh man, I would love to do a deeper dive into the Taker comics because there's some really interesting stuff there. Thanks so much for the comics, Mike, and thank you for the letter as well. It means a lot to me to hear that my videos helped you get through that breakup you had a few years ago. Our next piece of mail comes to us from Dan in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Are you a wizard, Dan? Oh wow, look at this. Look at the case that's holding this WCW card together. I love this on the back. He hasn't even wrestled 10 times over the past year, but Lodi might just be the most hated wrestler in the business because of his signs. Oh my God, this guy got heat before Twitter was a thing. Our next piece of mail comes to us from Steven in Macedonia, Ohio. Oh, it's the See No Evil Media Pack. Look at this. And finally, one more piece of business from Alan in Marion, Arkansas. Ooh, the periodic table of pro wrestling. A fascinating insight into wrestling's biggest stars. Okay, not sure why that needed its own envelope, but there you go. I'll be watching to see if this makes it onto your mailbag video. Hope you and the gang had a fantastic day. Well, thank you, Alan. Let's take a look at this book. So this book was written by Rohan Bodas, who, according to the author's note, is a wrestling-obsessed high school senior, and apparently he also did some freelance stuff for What Culture as well. And it seems like a really interesting book. Again, something that younger readers, I think, would really enjoy. Like a page and a half to 2 pages about all these different wrestlers. I'm not sure what the connecting thread is, but every single wrestler has some sort of riff on an element from the periodic table next to their name. Very interesting. Though I am going to have to dock points to the book for the fact they're using what is clearly not a pro wrestling ring on the cover. And finally, we got this big box from Peter over in Ireland. What is wrong with me today? 16 Karat Gold 2010, a 3-day event featuring some familiar faces here. You got the Young Bucks, you've got Claudio Castagnoli, Big Van Walter, oh my god, look at that baby face. You've got friend of the channel, Chris Hero, you've got Eric Stevens, a very young Malachi Black, and Tommy End. Wow, what a great lineup here. I can't wait to start watching these. This is Barbed Wire City, the unauthorized story of Extreme Championship Wrestling, Surviving the Dungeon, the legacy of Stu Hart, and Shooting with the Legends, number 13, Archie Goldie. All right. Oh my gosh. Friday Night in the Coliseum. Oh, nice. This is like it's a coffee table book, like a photo album highlighting the history of the Houston Coliseum. Wow, this is really cool. Some great photography here. Jose Lothario and Johnny Valentine make their way through the crowd. What a cool piece of history this is. And these pictures are such good quality. And man, they're timeless, I gotta say here. This is really cool. Ooh, Thunderbolt Patterson featured here. Well, that wraps up another Wregret mailbag. Thank you all so much for the wonderful stuff this time around. I got a lot of DVDs to watch. I got some books to read and to share. This has just been a great collection of stuff this time around. I can always count on y'all, the loyal Wregretters, to really know, you guys know me so well, basically. You know just what to get me at this point. It's fabulous. If you want to send me stuff to read or open and show off on the air, send it to Brian Zane at 316 California Avenue, number 53, Reno, Nevada, 89509. Thanks once again, folks. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.